What's good, Liberators? Fingers here. This is Dx2 Demon Review, and today we are answering the call of Cthulhu, the original ruler of Earth, who arrived on this planet several 100 million years ago, according to H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu mythos. This gargantuan monster stands several hundred meters in height, has a scaly, rubbery-looking body, possesses an octopus-like head, a face covered in feelers, wings like a bat, as well as hands and feet with massive claws. It is even said that Cthulhu's voice resonates like an unholy oboe. An unholy oboe. That's quite the metaphor there. Okay. And is so disturbing that humans who hear it ultimately end up losing their minds. It slumbers beneath the Pacific Ocean within the sunken city of R'lyeh as it awaits its revival. So let's check out this original eldritch horror in all his glory. And I just realized I haven't put any Mitamas into this guy yet. What an embarrassing oversight. Well, magic, vitality, luck are probably where you want to spend your time. I mean, if you plan on running him on a faster team, which you could. They built him for the mid-range because they're desperately trying to make mid-range a thing with demons that operate. You know, you get a little something special if you go first, or you get a little something special if you go second. They're doing a bunch of new demons in that way, so you could pile on that agility if and you like him rolling fast. But I will most likely be going 20 in magic, 20 in vitality, 10 in luck, and calling it a day. He drains an impressive 4 elements: fire, ice, electricity, force. Very nice. Weak to light, be aware, and nulls darkness. And Cthulhu is very, very special in that he has a double intimidating stance built into him if the enemy goes first. Now, slotting in Demiurge these days is a tough sell, especially if you want a double intimidating stance team. So you get the 2 double intimidating stance demons, and those don't really have a lot of repels and drains to go around. And Demiurge isn't that much of a heavy hitter, but with Cthulhu here, doubling up on the intimidating stances, built in 4 drains, that becomes a much more enticing proposition. Cthulhu's great because he blends in so well with so many other demons. There is just, you can have a boatload of fun with this guy. I had a boatload of fun with this guy doing an MP Drain team. I will link that video down below. It was a lot of fun, but the possibilities are endless. As for skills, the transferable Almighty Survivor. Wow, what that's one hell of an opening for a transferable. 15% to almighty damage, and stops HP at 1 HP upon receiving the first killing blow. So you drop him to 0, he pops back up with 1 HP. Amazing skill. Great stuff. And for his first unique skill, the Call of R'lyeh adds null mortal, as does everything these days. Increases damage dealt to enemies inflicted with gloom by 30%. Now, Cthulhu glooms your enemies at the start of every enemy's turn. So you're always going to be glooming so long as Cthulhu is standing. So he's going to be dishing out 30% more damage. Baseline. He's cranking out 30% more damage. And since his major attack is an almighty attack, add that to Almighty Survivor, and you've got a built-in 45% damage buff. Baseline to this guy. Very, very nice. Also, activates the following chain effect when attacking first at the beginning of a battle. When you are acting first, inflicts 10% fractional damage, 200 max. Okay, that's a nice little thing. On all enemies based on their current HP, so you're going to be knocking these guys for basically 200 damage, 180 to 200 damage, pretty much guaranteed every time. And reduces all enemies' MP by 1. So your opponent's going second. They were going to be, assuming they don't have any special things boosting their MP, they're going to be starting out with 7 instead of the baseline 8 MP for their counterattack. A nice start. And and we're just getting started with that MP drain. So that is very nice, very nice. But again, it only kicks off when you strike first. Activates the following chain effect at the beginning of a battle if the enemy attacks first. Reduces 2 enemy press turn icons. Oh my god. Yeah, this is where we're at. We're here. We're here now. The double intimidating stance single demon. It's here. There's going to be more demons like this. Buckle up. It's coming. It's here. Only 2 press turns. Can be reduced in any battle. Activates the following chain effect at the start of enemy's turn. Inflicts gloom on all enemies. And if you level this skill up, you will get a maximum of plus 20% to your HP, which is very, very necessary. Gotta get Cthulhu to be as bulky as possible. And for those of you who don't know, gloom is a status ailment. It can't be removed by conventional means. You have to kill the demon responsible for it in order to remove the gloom effect on your next turn, and it basically just gimps everything you got by 20%. Your accuracy is reduced by 20%. Evasion, ailment infliction rate. You are 20% more susceptible to ailments. There's a couple of other things. I think there's 6 in total, and it's just an all-around FU to you and yours. But the 2 key ones are probably your enemy's evasion is reduced by 20%, which is huge, and your your enemy's accuracy is reduced by 20%, which is, both of them are reduced, but for this example, the evasion is particularly interesting, as well as your opponent's ailment resistance, because Cthulhu comes with ailments. So you can take those physical teams, those physical speedster teams, and hit them with a minus 20% to their accuracy. You can give yourself Auto Sukakaja, throw on Auto Secunda for a minus 40% to their accuracy. But you should have all 3 of those things up and running if you want to get a reliable evasion build going. Sit Cthulhu next to your evasion-built Ji-Wang-Mu, your evasion-built Maria, and even the most precise of physical demons are going to be swinging at air. Assuming you've got the Sakuja up and the Secunda on, and that's just, a double intimidating stance plus an added minus 20% all around to accuracy. Oh my god, brutal. Cthulhu, oh my. Sega did you right, Cthulhu. Sega took care of you, so you say thank you for his other unique skill. Lost Sanity. Inflicts almighty magic damage with the power of 120 on all enemies, with a 50% chance to inflict bind and charm on hit enemies, and reduces all the enemies' MP by 2. And if you level this up, 12% more damage, and it only costs 5 MP. 5. Okay, remember Mother Harlot? Remember her? Her Babylon Gauntlet is 6 MP if you level it up. Does 100 damage and drains 1 MP. That's it. For 6 MP cost. And then Cthulhu just had to come in and just steal that. Oh, just stealing it. The old bone broad. Oh, she got done dirty. Oh. But think about this. An almighty skill that basically can't be stopped. There's not many almighty reflection shields running around in PvP these days. 5 MP, right? You give him Divine Brands and sit him next to Maria, who increases everyone's MP on the team by 1. Cthulhu will be recovering 5 MP per turn, so he will never be able to. You can never shut him down. Even if you've got another Cthulhu draining all his MP, he'll still regain 5 and be able to double tap Lost Sanity every single round. Meaning you can make your enemies completely GD useless unless they're pulling the same trick that you are with their Maria and Divine Brands. That is just madness. And for an example of this, this is exactly the team I ran in my PvP video. Again, I'll link it below. You can check it out yourself. It is ruthlessly effective, and you guys out there can probably do it a lot better than I did, because I've only got a basic Cthulhu. My Maria's only got 1 panel on her. She's not the bulkiest of girls or the most evasive of girls. You can run wild with this, and I strongly recommend you do, because it is a time. I got him in the Psychic Archetype for Epitome of Fortitude, plus 20% to max HP, minus 50% to critical hit rate of damage received, trying to shut down those physical demons, because in the team I ran, the MP Drain team, the only fear you're going to have is a brutal physical team coming in and just busting you down turn 1. Totally possible. I do it all the time. It's literally my bread and butter. But you can put up a solid defense against that. So this is great for that. Get those demons with over 100% critical hit rate. Well, guess what? Now it's only a 50% critical hit rate. You got a fighting chance at least. Throw some randomness in that battle so you're not just handing them the W. As for the transferables, I gotcha'd him with Almighty Debuff. Fantastic for him. Another plus 15% Almighty damage and 15% to inflict status ailments. Both very nice for his particular set of skills. And for the other transferable, I gave him Auto Sukakaja because I was, as mentioned before, Gloom reduces enemy accuracy. I was worried about physical teams, so I wanted Auto Sukakaja up, Secunda on, plus Gloom, and Cthulhu here was adding that Auto Sukakaja to that team build, and that is why that is there. But the possibilities are endless with this guy's transferables. I mean, just... You can give him Evade for an evasion build. You could pile on the Endures, Enduring Souls, give him the triple Endure, right? Almighty Survivor, Endure, Enduring Soul, or Enduring Soul Plus, what have you, making him especially hard to drop. Just the possibilities are endless. You can give him Speedster if you like him running fast. You can give him almost anything. Just it all depends on what team you're running and whatever you need for that specific team build, because like I said before, Cthulhu got some flex on him as far as team builds go. As far as brands, he's a magic guy, he's an ailment guy, he's a debuff guy. He's got some flex to him. Me personally, Divine Brands to keep that Lost Insanity going and going. Being able to drain an enemy's MP in PvP is one of the most effective things you can do defensively. With him, it's an attack and when he uses Lost Sanity, he's dealing lots of damage, and he's also hindering your opponent's ability to counterattack in any meaningful form. So keeping that going every round double tapping every round. Your enemies will basically be helpless to respond, and the results speak for themselves. So I am a huge proponent of the divine brands in this situation, but life brands, heck, you can go spell brands if you want to focus on his damage, but you probably get better mileage out of the divines in that regard, because Cthulhu he'll have some you'll be going long form battles running Cthulhu. So, life brands, a PvP staple. Sick brands, if you want to focus on his ailments, but considering how immune, I should say, most people are to ailments in PvP these days, that's a tough sell, especially since he's going to be landing these ailments because he's got gloom built into him, nerfing their ailment resistance anyway. His skill is 50% to hit naturally. One of those ailments is probably going to stick, even if you completely ignore his ailment infliction. So I would go with the divines and go with the evades, because basically Cthulhu only has to worry about those heavy hitters. That's my professional assessment. Or if someone's coming with a heavy single target light skill, but you don't really see many Floros Hallels out there in the mix these days. Just saying. As for the panels, panel 1 adds Null Bind, very nice, and minus 20% to fire, ice, electric, and force damage received, making those pierced demons a little less piercing in that regard. Null Bind, I think that's kind of thematically appropriate, because you can't stop Cthulhu. You can't hold him down. There's nothing you can do. He's just going to keep coming and coming until your brain explodes. Panel 2 activates the following chain effect. When an enemy is inflicted with gloom, reduces attack and defense of all enemies by 20% for 2 turns. Now, he inflicts gloom at the start of the enemy's turn every turn. So this is going to be consistently re-upping unless Cthulhu dies. And even if he dies, hey, it goes for 2 turns and not just the one, so you got it's got some legs on it, even if Cthulhu happens to fall. So bear that in mind. This will be a recurring attack and defense debuff on your enemies. Fantastic. 10 out of 10. Panel 3, plus 20% to Almighty, plus 20% to HP. Can't go wrong with those flat boosts there. Very nice. And since I have been gushing over the Scion of the Deep Ones for far too long, quick look at the archetype skills, and we can call it a day. The Origami Ars Magna inflicts almighty magic damage on a single enemy, power of 200. If you want a single target attack, bring another demon, put him next to Cthulhu, who can do a heavy single target attack. Someone like Asura Lord or Osi Hallel or any single target slayer. There are a ton of them. Not using Lost Sanity it's just no. Lost Sanity, that's the play. That's what just Cthulhu, Lost Sanity, double tap every round, except no substitutions. It is too useful a skill to switch out, swap up. So no. Origami, you can go. The Protector archetype, Suk Flexi, an interesting one. Activates the following chain effect when attacking first at the beginning of a battle. Increases own party's evasion and accuracy by 20%. So basically, auto Sukakaja if you strike first. And the following chain effect, if you act second, reduces evasion and accuracy of all enemies. So basically, if you act first, you get Sukakaja. If you act second, you get Secunda. Interesting, it's cool, but if you're trying to run an evasion build, you need to guarantee Sukakaja's up, Secunda's up, plus the gloom. Alright? And with this, you get an either-or situation going, and I don't like that particularly much. I would rather have someone with Auto Sugakaja, someone else with Auto Secunda. They're always on. Go first, go second. You get them both. So, I've seen a lot of Cthulhu's out there rocking this, and it's there. It works when it works. But I would prefer to have a stable Sugakaja Secunda Auto trigger rather than, okay, you might have this one for this battle, but in the next one you're going to have the other one, and it might throw things off just a little bit. The Psychic Epitome of Fortitude, which we discussed, and the Elementalist Null Light. He does have a light weakness. This would cover it up, but I never see light attacks in PvP these days, so your mileage is going to vary on that one. But hey, it does cover up a weakness, so there is that. And that is all I got today for what is probably my favorite new demon. Just look at him. Just look at this guy. How can you not want a plushie of that thing and just have it sitting on the shelf, just staring at you while you work all day long? And that's all I got for today, Liberators. Have a good one. Don't get captured. Stay out of the ocean.